I'm gonna get straight to it. You know, I believe and know for a fact that the Creator, God, angels, demons, etc., right? The same basic convo. This is what this channel is about for the deep thinkers, right? Work through people. Of course, I believe animals and everything else, but this one gonna be particularly about people. And yes, I've touched on this a few times in videos, but it's so relevant. And you can't stress it enough how demons, angels, and these titles of, benevolent beings, etc., and the ones that, that work through what we call people. Now, I say that to say, it's just like when I was making a video. Now, this particular guy, right, melanated guy, he looks like he drinks. I mean, if I was to judge him just like the world judged him, you would say he looks like a criminal. And he was heavily intoxicated, you could tell. But as I'm walking past him, because I kind of put my video, I think, on pause or something like that, and he was just saying, he gonna say, hey, life is deeper than what you think. Just look in the sky or something like that. And these wasn't his exact words, but it was something like that. I had scenarios in my life, which I believe I've spoke about this before as well, but it's so relevant of today. How what you would call a thug, a criminal, a person that's from private area, selling certain illegal substances. But make the long story short, I got myself in a scenario once. And a guy pulled out a weapon on me, let's just say that. And he jumped in front of it for me. Not in a million years would I ever expect him to do that. Nor, it caught me off guard. And when I asked him, when it was all said and done, he kind of diverted the situation. And remind you, this guy is not religious whatsoever. Don't go to church, anything. And I asked him, I said, what made you, and he's really my cousin's friend, and that's how I got acquainted through this individual I'm speaking about. But keep in mind, we're speaking of how higher powers, also we know work through people. Okay? So, and I asked him, I said, what made you jump in front of that gun though? Because, that guy, he could have probably got the, letting off rounds and anything, man. And he said it was God. He just said God. I'm just like, what? I'm saying to myself, like, this guy is not even nowhere near religious whatsoever. And he said it was God. See, that also lets me know, too, there is divine time, And maybe you can alter your destiny. I'm not sure. I have to do my due diligence on that. But I do believe a lot of this stuff is already written. I don't think it was my time. Just like a lot of situations. Just as well as I've had situations where people that I could never remember seeing in my entire life look at me and point weapons at me and look very evil and smile and grin. I didn't do anything to this person, don't know the individual, anything. Just smile like some evil smile. So I say those things, and I could go on and on, but that's another saying that they say, be careful who you entertaining, because you never know, you may be entertaining an angel as well as a demon. See, a demon and certain entities that we call negative entities, especially after those ones that's here to serve a bigger purpose. Not to get in the ego and say that somebody else's purpose is lower than the chosen person purpose. I just think, the Creator makes no mistakes, and if you were able to endure certain things, then maybe you will be selected or chosen for a certain mission, yourself. But I think a lot of people get this whole chosen and all this certain titles, they fantasizing about it. They don't understand, and they don't want to go through the pains and the suffering, the mental strain, the gang stalking, the belittling, every word that you could think about. The real ones that's here trying to find a purpose. Like I said, everybody has a purpose. But for those real ones, some will call 144, etc., which I believe is even deeper than that. I believe it's true. And that's why certain people are monitored on more different levels. That's why, there's a lot of hate and a lot of different scenarios going on. Also to distract people from what they should be focusing on. Because if you keep seeing brutality and you keep seeing all of this stuff on the news, and you in some toxic relationship, or you going around your friends and partying all the time, we all get distracted. But once you have to realize that everything is a distraction, when you look inside of you and find that God that's inside of you, there's a reason why in that book he said, what I can do, you can also do too. But I say these things to say, you are much powerful than what you think. And I know a lot of us are alone, visibly. Loners. People that don't gravitate toward the crowds. But for the ones that's realizing and been knowing that they never was alone, they understand on a higher, on a higher comprehension. See, I don't have to label myself these things. Showing proof. You can see things in 3D. I've been hit by cars, man. Thank the higher power, by trucks, that I didn't break a bone, that I made it to see. I'm grateful. You got to be grateful. A lot of these people are grateful, and they also hateful, and their brains is unstable. You got to let an ignorant person be an ignorant individual. It's not going to stop their mindset, because some people ain't meant to be changed. They're going to think the way they think. They're going to have their own ideologies on things. And when people fear things they don't understand, they usually attack. And that's why history repeats itself. See, I've been making these videos, and I realize, man, there's a lot of, evil eyes that's watching that real one, which is who? And it's like, for a person that stated themselves and doesn't have the most exciting life at the moment, but things are definitely destined to change soon. Like I said, man, they try to bury a seed. They watch me fall, now watch me grow. And that's the same thing with you. And yes, I am talking to you. So I really just was making this video to go through some topics. Just like this weird weather, man. I believe it's already summer, but it doesn't feel like it. It's been raining and storming and different things, and trees falling over, all kind of crazy things. I don't know if it's the signs of the time or things about design. Is it from source, or is from the earthly fallen ones? We don't know what's going on. All of these distractions. I get distracted. Like I said, I'm trying to practice what I preach, but at the same time, I am not perfect. And sometimes I don't want to talk about this stuff. I don't want to get my mind on constantly talking about oppression or situations or everything that they want you to talk about. Whoever is trying and always running these agendas. I don't discriminate on nobody from their, from their preference or who they like to date or anything. But when you're pushing certain, things on people, when you're like in a nice way forcing some type of culture on people, I think that's just a sick reality of what's going on in certain communities. And it's also a distraction too, because you got to understand and understand and overstand everything the enemy do is a big distraction to counteract the real problem and the real situations that's at hand. Then you talk about rights for these people, rights for that person, and rights for this. How you gonna solve some rights for anybody when you never solved the original problem, that the source problem? So you got to understand, man, you fight amongst not flesh and blood. There's not just one groups that came out of the real ones, those ancient ones, those bright ones. See, if everybody was allegedly bright, then wouldn't they say we all were? Few are calling. Oh, excuse me. Many are calling, but few are chosen. So yeah, I do like making content, but these energy vampires, they're very draining. And I guess I find them entertaining, but they're like eyeballs, just they don't like, comment, don't subscribe, don't do nothing. But everything is by design, which I keep saying. Even that is the reason why that happened. And it makes me go harder, and it make you go harder, and it should make you go harder. No matter what avenue in your life. Don't let these disagreeable people, these negative people stop you. I know it seems like, these demons is in control of everything, and it's true to a certain aspect, but you have divine assistance. Learn how to, invoke those gods, those spirit animals, and, everything is always around you. See, the biggest lie, like I said, is they told you that you were alone. And even as a kid, when they say you was playing with your imaginary friend, but was it really imaginary? Imagine that. But I'm gonna end the video because I don't want to drag it too long. I'm always trying to speak positivity, even as a chaos entity. See, polarities. Either it's going to be the sword or the hand, the assist or the attack, the prey or the predator, the sheep or the wolves. Yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe. More videos to come. Share, turn on your post notifications. Yeah, like I said, it's a lot of things I could be talking about. I be wanting to hear comments for the real ones that may have ideas. I mean, I got a lot of different stories. There's a lot of things that I could talk about, but just understand and always know, man, I'm going through, and I know you are too, if these videos are resonating with you. And just know, if you ever leaving comments, I gotta say this because somebody mentioned this a while back, said that I don't reply to comments or something like that. And I'm like, well, I've seen certain comments, they weren't worth to leave a reply back to. But a lot of certain comments, either I've seen them late, because trust me, I'll check them and it don't say nothing recent or nothing. And then sometimes it pops up, so I really don't know what's going on. Like I said, I don't know if it's shadow ban stuff or hackers or, you know, like I said, they disagreeable. Disagreeable mean they trying to go against the real ones, which is me, which is you, you know? So yeah, never give up. And everything you touch, just know it's gonna go up. Owners.